You're not doing what the Lord created, man. Now let's go ahead and get that. What is love? You know? Our people can't humble themselves, won't humble themselves, refuse to humble themselves, and continue to act like they know. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. You don't know. Because if you knew, you'll understand why this condition is getting worse for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Why is the condition getting worse if you know so much? You don't know. Only way that we can be delivered is through the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. It don't matter what nation don't believe in that. Only if our people believe it, man. Right? We gotta believe in these scriptures. These oracles was given to us. The scriptures was given to us and only meant for us. It wasn't meant for the so-called white man. It was only meant for those who were oppressed. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the only oppressed people upon this earth. The most oppressed people. Right? And that's all prophesied through the scriptures. We got to have understanding in these last days. Stop acting like we know. Stop hating your brother in your heart. So, what is love? This is the book of John chapter 5. This is 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3. Now, let's go to verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of Yahweh when we love Yahweh and keep his commandments. That's how you know that you love even your own people, man. So that's the love of the Most High God right there. When you keeping his commandments, that's how you know that you love the children of Yahweh. That's the scripture. That's the shotgun. That's the classic right there. Verse 2. Then you can bring the rest, man. There really isn't just no shot. This whole thing is a shotgun. But that's the truth right there. We got to have understanding in these last days. You know, our own people want to avoid the scriptures, want to avoid the law, statutes, commandments, want to avoid the church, avoid the calling out. This is the true church. When you're bringing these words, law, statutes, commandments out in these last days, man. Our own people, man, we ain't got no understanding. That's why this place got to go, man. So it says, none calleth for justice. You got the so-called black man going around like you see, our people we gotta wake the hell up in these last days, man. It says, none calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. They hatch cockatrice eggs and weave the spider web. And that it says, he that eateth their eggs dieth. So it's not good for food, man. You're supposed to eat the scriptures, man. Eat the words of the Most High God, man. And these things are supposed to come out of your mouth. Those are the things that are supposed to come out of your mouth. And you're supposed to give it to your people, man, to make them understand and eat of that same bread, right? Eat of those same fruits, right? So it says what? It says, he that eateth of their doings, of their eggs, he that eateth of their eggs dieth, and that which is crushed breaketh out into a viper, right? The web shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and it says, and the act of violence is in their hands. That's right. When you conform more and more with this world, when you conform with the ways of Babylon, you're going to continue to go in a way that is not right. You're going to go in a way that lead us to destruction, right? So you can get your degree, but at the same time, you're not doing nothing but taking that away, which is not fair. You got to get your people to acknowledge, man, look at what they're doing. Now a degree is required for places that it was never required, where a degree was never required. What is that doing? That's cutting off Jake, whose feet has been running to folly and mischief because of the what? The words of the wicked, man. Because of the deception of the wicked. He gets our people to go in a way that is not right. He gets us to go in a way that lead to destruction. Let's go and be a athlete, right? Putting yourself in derision, man. Sacrificing yourself into this wicked system of oppression. Oh, go to the military, right? That's the only way you're gonna get to do school and get your degree. You see, those are the eggs of the wicked, man, of the cockatrice, man. Okay? And that's the spider's web right there that you're trying to cover yourself with, right? That's the spider's web that you're trying to cover yourself with, right? And then the birth of that thing is a damn viper, man. And that's your children sometimes. You raising up monstrous children, man. Monsters, man. You bringing forth monsters, right? That's what Israel, the daughter of Israel, is doing, man. Because they following the ways that's of Babylon. They trying to cover themselves up with the ways of Babylon, man. Right? This is what we are doing in these last days. And the brothers in the last days are giving understanding to that thing, man. Trying to make you to understand so that you can change. Lord is trying to give you the heart, okay? Everything that you try, every question you try to give and to try to weasel your way out of receiving this word, hey, man, it's supposed to ultimately give you the heart to hear. Eyes to see, ears to hear, man. And the heart to receive, man. And know that the Lord is your God. And that this word is for you. So it says what? They their web shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. It says their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in thy paths. In their paths they weigh. It says the way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. And that's rebuke to the Israelites, man. That's not talking about just the so-called white man. We know that that's the ways of the white man, because it says in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Let's kind of get that. Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. When you sell your birthright, you're going to be wicked. You're going to be violent. You're going to be a murderer, right? You're going to be a murderer. You're going to be valiant for lies, not valiant for the truth. You're going to be quick to shed innocent blood. That's what you're going to be about if you're profane as Esau, right? That's right. So yeah, we're our people, they try to cover themselves with with the ways of Babylon, man. But it's from one wickedness to the next, man. You're not speaking the truth on the things that the wicked convinces you to carry on in. They convince you to carry on in wickedness and folly, okay, and injustice, right? Showing you that the so-called white man is the so-called white man's way of understanding is to destroy the upright destroy paths and make everything burdensome, right? Tries to increase the burdens on Israel, man. Now you're required to have a degree. Oh look, let's be like Cardi B. Women want to be like Cardi B and Beyonce and all this, that, and the other. That's the coverings that our people are trying to cover themselves with, man. Which only destroys our people more and more. Which only makes our people more of a shaking of the head. We're not doing honorable things, so-called honorable things, in Babylon anymore. We're carrying on in folly and madness. We're covering ourselves with those things. And the scripture calls them, the scripture deems us as what? Spider webs, right? We're trying to cover ourselves with spider webs, man. Calling ourselves black, African American. Calling ourselves African, Egypt. Now we want to get into Egyptology and whatnot. Let's kind of get that too. know, we got to wake up in these last days. That's why we want to get into Egyptology and whatnot, not having any understanding. It says in Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 26, thou hast also committed fornication with the Egyptians, thy neighbors, great of flesh, and has increased thy whoredoms to provoke me to anger. You ain't even increasing the whoredoms, meaning the other gods, man. It's talking about spiritual fornication, man. You know, you picking up other gods, man. That Egyptology, man. That's the fornication that the Most High is speaking about in Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse what? 26, right? So you got to have understanding, man. Stop being wicked. Stop being wicked. Fine. So and let's go to verse 2. So that's why the brothers out here in these last days, we bringing the truth. We bringing the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. And we doing it because the Lord have put that spirit upon us. And it says in Ezekiel chapter 22 and verse 2, now thou son of man, wilt thou judge? Wilt thou judge the bloody city? Yeah, thou shalt show her all her abominations. And that's what we doing in these last days. It says, then say thou, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the city sheddeth blood in the midst of it, that her time may come, and maketh idols against herself to defile herself. And that's what we're speaking of to our forefathers, and we're doing the same things now. And the Son of Man, we out here on the last days speaking that same thing. We're judging this terrible and treacherous city, man. So we got to receive understanding in these last days. The rich men are full of violence. The inhabitants thereof have spoken lies. And we can get that as well, man. We're bringing it out. I'm going to bring it out today. By the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, man. I'm going to bring it out. It says in Micah chapter 6 and verse 12, for the rich men have spoken, rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies. Their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. It says, therefore also I will make thee sick in smiting thee, and making thee desolate because of thy sins. All right, because this is the sword of the Lord, man. This nation that's rose up against us to destroy us with great murder, okay, with great destruction. They are the sword of the Lord. And what the Lord say about that thing? He said, what? Therefore also will I make thee sick in smiting thee, in making thee desolate because of thy sins. That's right. With the rich that are full of violence and the inhabitants that are speaking lies. That's why he's going to deal with us like he's dealing with us now. That's why the wicked, he is destroying the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in these last days, throwing us in prison houses, murdering us in the streets, right? Bringing disorder in our homes, right? Everywhere that there's evil and wickedness, hey, your enemy is there first, man. The enemy is there first. Wherever there is folly and madness and wickedness and adversity, your enemy is there first. We got to have understanding concerning the scriptures that the Most High has given, man. All right? It says, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's how he undermined us, man. Through the same violence that we had when we had our kingdom. The same violence that our people had in their minds, okay? The same violence that we had, and the same lies that we told. The wicked are doing those things, and we're being destroyed by it, right? It's so that we can have an example, man. We can have an example of what's going on. And that's why the brethren are standing out here as an example, man. That's why we out here as an example before our people, to show us what's good and acceptable, man. Not the ways that our forefathers live. We're not supposed to be living the ways that our forefathers live. eating of the bread that our forefathers ate of. Okay, bread of wickedness and folly, man. We're supposed to be carrying on in righteousness, man. You know, and that's why we're being destroyed through the wicked enemy, man. They have all things. They lead over us. They control even our bodies, as it says in Nehemiah. As it says in Nehemiah chapter 9 and verse 37. They have control of our bodies, man. Read that thing, man. So what? It says in so we're supposed to be an example to our people in these last days on how to live, showing them what's good and acceptable, right? This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 3. Let's start at verse 2. Feed the flock of Yahweh, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly. So don't do it like, man, I kind of don't want to do it. Ecclesiastes, in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 29 and verse 7 was going into that thing, man. That's how you're supposed to get to your people. That's how you're supposed to bring the law, statutes, and commandments out to your people and not suffer sin upon them. Don't hate your brother in your heart. That's what our people, they hate our brothers, and they don't talk about the truth of why they in the condition that they in. You're not speaking for the truth of why our people are sick and all up in the hospitals and why our people are being murdered on the streets on a daily basis, why we all locked up and stuff. We're not bringing the truth out concerning those things. And that's why the Most High is dealing with us like this, man. That's because we don't care to know the truth, man. What other way gonna wake up by getting smited, man? So it says, feed the flock of Yahweh, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre. Not like a pastor's going to sit up here. We don't have offering plates out here. We're not asking nobody for money. We just bidding our people to come in